Okay, today's Thursday, August 30th, and we are going to be learning Eureka Math Module 1, Lesson 4 today. And it says that you can use exponents to show powers of 10. Is that related to what we learned yesterday? Yeah. Using exponents to show powers of 10? Yeah, that's exactly what we did yesterday, right? But we're going to add on today by relating that to talk about metric units. Okay? Today's problem of the day says a ribbon measures 4.5 meters. Convert its length to centimeters. Basically, we want to find out if something is 4.5 meters long, how many centimeters is that? The big question we're going to try to investigate right now is how is the metric system related to the place value chart? So the metric system is one way we measure things. We can use the metric system to measure how long something is. We can measure how heavy something is. We can measure how much space something takes up. Okay, when we talk about a meter, give me a thumbs up if you've heard the word meter before. I hope everyone has. Good. The meter is the metric unit to measure the length of something. Okay, how long something is. What metric unit do we use to measure how heavy something is? Rupa? Huh? Not pound. That's the a different kind of measurement. Yes. Grams. Have you ever heard of measuring things in grams? 1 gram is how heavy something is using the metric unit, okay? And in science, when we want to find out how much space something takes up or how much volume it has, we measure it in liters. 1 liter is the metric unit for how much space something takes up, okay? So there's 3 different kinds of metric units. Meters, which measures how long something is. Grams, which measures how heavy something is or how much weight it has, how much mass it has. And liters, which measures how much space something takes up or how much volume it has. Just for the purposes of today's lesson, we're just going to talk about meters, okay? Once again, remind me again, 1 meter measures what? How long something is, okay? So what I like about the metric system is all the different types of units have the same word in it. Do you guys see how kilometer has it, and hectometer has it, and decameter has it, and the word meter is the word meter. Decimeter, and centi, and millimeter. So do you guys see how all those different lengths, they all have the word meter in it, right? What's different about it is just the first part, the part that says kilo, or hecto, or deca, or deci, or centi, or milli. Do you see that? Okay, go ahead and write these words. You might want to turn your notebook sideways, this way, so that you have more space, okay? Go ahead and copy those words into your notebook. You guys see how the middle one, meter, has no prefix, no words that come in front of it? Okay, so that's worth 1. 1 meter is 1 meter. Let's first move this way, to the left, okay? 1 decameter has 10 meters in it. So 1 decameter is 10 meters long. 1 hectometer is 100 meters long. 1 kilometer has 1,000 meters in it. It's 1,000 meters long. Are you guys noticing any patterns? As I move to the left, is the unit of measurement getting bigger or smaller? Bigger. It's getting bigger as I move this way. How is it getting bigger each time? When I move from 1 meter to 1 decameter, how is it getting bigger? Samarth? Each time it moves 1 adjacent spot, it's getting 10 times bigger. Interesting. Okay. Now, 1 decimeter is smaller than a meter. It's only 1/10 of a meter. So if I took 1 meter and cut it into 10 equal parts, one of those equal parts would be 1 decimeter long. 1 centimeter is 1/100th of a meter. That means if I take 1 meter and I cut it into 100 equal-sized pieces, one of those pieces would be how long? 1 centimeter long. A millimeter is 1,000th of a centimeter. So as I move this way from the meter, are the units getting bigger or smaller? Smaller. And each time, as I go from, for instance, when I move from the meter to the decimeter, how many times smaller is it getting?
10 times.
10 times. So it's like I'm dividing by 10. To get from here to here, I'm dividing by 10. To get from here to here, I'm dividing by 10. I heard a lot of table groups noticing that each adjacent place is 10 times bigger than the one to its left. And as you move to the right, it's getting 10 times smaller, just like the place value chart. So if the meter is 1, we could express the decameter as 10 to the how many, what power?
1.
First power, right? Because there's only one 10.
10 to the 1 power.
A hectometer would be 10 to the second power. A kilometer would be 10 to the
Third power.
Very good. Nice. So if originally I had 2 meters, and I want to change the meters to a centimeter. Show me the size of a meter with your hands. Show me the size of a centimeter with your hands. Is the unit getting bigger or smaller?
Smaller.
Okay, nice. Okay, down here, show me the size of a centimeter with your hands. Show me the size of a meter with your hands. Is the unit getting from smaller to bigger or bigger to smaller? Smaller to bigger. It's getting bigger. Okay. So let's think about this. If I have 2 meters, am I going to have 2 centimeters or will I have more than 2 centimeters?
Way more than 2 centimeters.
Yeah. How many centimeters are in 1 meter?
100.
So how many centimeters are in 2 meters?
200.
200. So what's happening to the number? It's going from 2 to 200. The number is getting bigger, right? Because as I'm talking about a smaller unit, more of those units can fit in the same distance. Do you see that? Okay. Let's try this. If I have 130 centimeters, am I going to have 137 meters?
No.
Am I going to even have 2 meters? I'm going to have less than 2 meters, right? Am I going to have at least 1 meter?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to have 1 meter because 100 centimeters is 1 meter. And how many centimeters will I have left over?
37.
Okay, so that's 1 and 37 hundredths of a meter. So what's happening to the number? I'm going from 137 to 1.37. Is the number getting bigger or smaller?
Bigger.
I'm going from 137 to 1.37. Did the digits get bigger or smaller?
Smaller.
How come? Talk at your table groups. Because there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter, to rename meters as centimeters, you need to multiply the number by 10 to the second power, or we know that the value of that is 100. So therefore, to get from 1.37 meters to 137 centimeters, we multiplied by 10 to the power of 2. If we want to rename meters as millimeters, how many millimeters are there in 1 meter? Show me 1 meter with your hands. Show me 1 millimeter with your hands. How many of these tiny little millimeters can you fit into 1 meter? Everyone? 1,000. So you need to multiply the number of meters you have by 10 to the power of 3. So what's 1.37 times 10 to the power of 3? 1.37 times 10 to the power of 3 is the same thing as 1.37 times what? 1,000. When we multiply by 1,000, are we shifting to the left or to the right? Okay, so we have to shift those digits how many times to the left?
3.
Go ahead and do that.